Good morning. So it's Wednesday morning. Today I'm going on a tour with Journeys Beyond the Surface. I'm doing a tour around the Centro Historico today, and then I'll do a different one tomorrow, which I'll show you in the next video. It's really gray out. It's very cool. Well, I wouldn't say cold, but it's cool. It's like 16 degrees Celsius-ish. What's that in Fahrenheit? Like 68 degrees Fahrenheit? Don't quote me on it. But it feels cold. It's not sunny. I don't know if I can show you the out my kitchen window. It doesn't actually looks kind of blue in this, but anyway, that's gray. So yeah, I'm really excited. I love learning about the history of this city. I'm gonna be touring around with just me and the guide. The tours that Journeys Beyond the Surface do are all private tours. So you get to like pick what you want to see and stuff, and it's just you and your party. I'm hoping I'm gonna get home before the rain starts, which is why I'm not wearing a rain jacket or waterproof shoes. I've been getting a lot of questions recently from those of you that are gonna be traveling to Mexico City in the next couple of months. Look, I don't always go out wearing a rain jacket or waterproof shoes, that's for sure. These are really good shoes because they have a thick rubber bottom, so if there's puddles and stuff, then my feet won't get wet. I just don't go outside if it's raining. The temperature will drop a bit more once the rain comes, which is why I'm wearing this jacket. So if you plan on just avoiding the wet weather altogether, then you'll be fine without bringing, heavy rain gear. Yeah, not much else to say. I guess we'll see what we see. I'm excited. I'm here, I'm in the Zocalo. I'm a little early, but I gave myself a lot of time because sometimes the metro just stops at stations for a really long time. This time that didn't happen, but it was so busy. So here I am.
He painted himself in this mural. He liked to do that a lot, He liked to do that a lot. A lot of self.
This is such a beautiful building, and the different murals, wow. It's pretty easy to get into. You just need to bring an ID per person, and then sign into the book. Just tell them that you want to see the murals, and they'll let you come in. But it's still totally functioning like office building, so you have to get your bag scanned and everything, but worth it. It's so beautiful. It's me, just interrupting from my couch as I edit this video. I wanted to talk quickly about San Ildefonso, which is the school that you just saw there. That is the school that Frida Kahlo went to. If you ever watched the movie Frida, you'll have seen the scene where she first sees Diego Rivera painting that mural in the auditorium. And this auditorium is in the school. It was like based on the situation where they first met. And inside the school, when you go into the auditorium, which is totally free, it's like on the outside of the museum, you just ask for the Diego Rivera mural, and it's called The Creation, and it's his first mural that he painted in Mexico, which I think is pretty cool. Definitely worth checking out, even if you don't want to pay to go into the museum. You can just go into the theater and see The Creation, and it's so beautiful. The theater itself is still used for a lot of events and stuff, so maybe you'll be lucky enough to catch a show in there too. So as you saw, I finished this tour in the Casa Azulejos, the blue tiled house in the Centro Historico. It was actually someone's home, and the tiles were put on there when they lived there as a sign of their wealth. And it wasn't until the 1900s that it was purchased by these two American brothers. I believe they were Walter and Frank Sanborn. If you know anything about Sanborns here in Mexico, it's a popular food, it's like a diner, but also it's a department store. And actually, Sanborn's was the first department store in Mexico City, I think in Mexico. And the location inside the blue house was the first Sanborn's in Mexico City. So it's kind of historical. It's a cool little place. We didn't eat in there, but we did go up into the top floor, and you can walk out onto the balcony. You just ask, and they're more than happy for you to go up there. It's worth checking out a couple of the different rooms up there. It's really beautiful. You could tell it was a very nice place to live back in its heyday. Yeah, I had a really great time exploring this totally other side of Mexico City, and especially the Centro Historico that I have never experienced before. I went on a tour with Journeys Beyond the Surface. I think I mentioned that at the start of the video. It was so great. My guide, Sergio, was so nice, but not just super friendly. He was so knowledgeable. He had so much knowledge about the history of Mexico City, about the history of Mexico. He showed me a couple of different maps when we were sitting having a coffee, of like the kind of progression of the city when it was on a lake bed to the way that it looks now, and it was so fascinating. So I, although like I didn't used to be a tour person, I have well and truly become a tour person in the last couple of years, because you could walk around Mexico City and see these buildings and read the tiny little plaques, and still not really know like the history behind these things, the cultural stories, and to have a guide who is, you know, trained by the government and is super interested in the history and culture of their country, and you know, they grew up here, they know it better than I ever could. To be able to do that with someone was really awesome, like so interesting, and it's kind of made me think that I want to take some more tours around the city when I come back in September. So yeah, highly recommend Journeys Beyond the Surface if you want to journey beyond the surface. It's a clever name. Yeah, thanks as always for watching, guys. I hope you got some ideas for your next trip to the Centro Historico, and I will see you next time. Bye.